So, I am shooting my first video. I've never done this before, so I appreciate your patience. It's taken me probably an hour fiddling with this, that, and the other, with my microphone, with my pen. I currently have ink all over my hands. But yeah, this is just sort of a tester video, if you will. I'm just doing a video and seeing how it goes, really. Um, I am a little nervous because I've never done this before. So, um, but I just wanted to do this because it's a hobby. It's an interest of mine. It's something that I enjoy, and I just thought, well, as obscure and as specific as it is, I get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I just wanted to share it. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and all the other stuff. But I'm not really doing it for likes or comments or subscriptions or anything like that. I guess I'm just throwing my 2 cents in, and doing something that I enjoy. So anyway, without further ado, um, this is, and welcome to my first fountain pen review. So, first of all, actually, before we get to the review, many people believe that fountain pens are like, I'm not sure about yourselves, but perhaps when you think of a fountain pen, you think of the ones you had in school, the cheap cartridge pens, perhaps the Pilot V. Can't remember what it's called. The Pilot V, the disposable one, and they're like, oh yeah, but fountain pens leak everywhere, and they're just more trouble than they're worth. Well, if you want to see it that way, and hail to the almighty ballpoint, then that's cool. I, however, have become a believer, and I do enjoy using a fountain pen over the likes of a ballpoint. With a ballpoint, you do have to press substantially more, which I found learning in school with a ballpoint pen, in fact, made a big chore out of writing for me personally. And I have always, I'm cack-handed to start with. I'm left-handed, so that doesn't do me any favours. And yes, before you say it, not that you would say it because you're watching this, but yes, being left-handed and using a fountain pen does bring its own challenges, although for me those are a little few and far between. I have somewhat adapted some of my writing techniques, and gladly so, because writing with a fountain pen is something that almost commands respect in a way, and I feel like when you give it that respect, it will treat you well in return. So, yeah, writing was always a huge chore for me, and being left-handed didn't help. Pressing down quite hard on the paper, as you have to with a ballpoint, didn't really help. It meant that, I just thought, right, this is sort of an intense task my hand is taking on. I'm going to grip the living crap out of this pen. And I think only once it happened to me, I actually split a pen. It was just like, your Bic crystal or whatever it was, those awful, unsightly things that they sell in supermarkets. But I actually cracked it because I was pinching it so tightly. And so yeah, I have since reviewed my technique. I've had to make a conscious effort to barely hold on to a fountain pen. This is something that I'm still practicing today. I often catch myself, you know, starting to squeeze the pen a bit, and I'm like, right, okay, take a break, stretch, right, now, don't grip it, and I don't hold it loosely, but it's like just one step ahead of loose, I'm just dragging the pen and guiding it along the way, and that's one thing I love about them. A wise man once said, by the name of Brian Goulet, who is actually my inspiration for starting these videos. He said that a properly tuned fountain pen should actually write under its own weight, and that's true. When you think about it, that is how a fountain pen is tuned to work. So so let me just explain to you briefly, and I'm not sort of taking on any certificate I haven't got here or anything. I'm not qualified, and if I get something wrong, please feel free to correct me. You might think this guy is an absolute wazzock, he doesn't have a clue about fountain pens, and that's fair enough. I'm making this public, so obviously not everyone's going to like this video, and that's absolutely fine. I'm ready. But yeah, so the in workings of a fountain pen. So you have here the nib. Let me move that a bit closer for you. So nope, that's the wrong way. Sorry, my camera is in reverse, so I'm having to get used to the. So this is the nib, as we all know and love. This underneath here is the feed. I will explain what each of these parts do in a moment. This here is the grip section. This is the screw that the barrel screws onto. This here, let me take it out for you a sec. This here is an ink converter. So the ink converter, or also known as a cartridge converter, is in fact exactly what it says on the tin. Your old cartridge pens, like I was talking about earlier, the ones you use in school. Well, this converter uses a twist motion. This one in particular. Now there are a few different mechanisms for filling, but I'll leave that for this video, and maybe if you come back again, if you like me, I'll talk about some others. But this one, yeah, so you dump this into a bottle of ink, so that the breather hole there, don't know if you can see that. Yeah, where is it? Where are you, breather hole? Well, it's in there anyway. It'll be somewhere around here. I don't think you can actually see it on this pen. But so that is submersed into a bottle of ink. You've got your Waterman Intense Black here. You submerge that into a bottle of ink, and you twist the top, which creates a suction, which sucks ink up through the feed, between the nib and the feed, up through the feed into the converter, and you then filled your pen. So then the feed is what carries the ink from the converter to the nib, and when the nib is pressed on a piece of paper ever so slightly, it just opens a tiny little gap between the nib and the feed, allowing ink to come out onto the paper. So that is the inner workings of a fountain pen. If I have missed anything, like I say, feel free if you want to comment and just set me right on that, on anything that I forgot to mention. Maybe just a little fun fact. This part of the pen, which is the opposite to the nib, is called the finial. This is the shoulder or the neck, the top part of the barrel, and this is like just the widest part of the barrel, I suppose. And there you have your fountain pen. So I currently have this inked up with Waterman Intense Black, as I showed you. This was the first ink I was ever introduced to, and actually it was by my mother, who was an avid reader and writer. She still loves to read, although she's not quite able to do that at the moment, but I'll leave that for another time. She is recovering, she is getting better, and we are hoping and praying very hard that she will be able to do that again soon. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in and for watching this video. Give a thumbs up if you liked it, give a thumbs down if you didn't, but I hope you did. I hope that you come back, and next time we can maybe perhaps get into a little bit more depth. But yeah, I hope you find this video useful, and if you want me to make more, please let me know, because like I said, this is just a test. It's just something. I'm just gonna see, I guess, what kind of feedback or reaction I get from this video. Like I said, it's just something that I enjoy, that I want to share. You know, I'm not looking to get so many subscribers so that I get paid. You know, it's not about that for me. I'm happy doing this hobby, and hopefully I can make more believers. So guys, take care, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.